17 years ago, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. I was put on different medications. At one point, I was on 5 different medications, and the side effects were horrible. That's when I decided enough is enough. I have to do something about my life, and I decided lifestyle change.
Viki, was there a moment where you thought, I need to completely rethink how I'm eating and living life?
When I was in my grad school in college, I got some weird tingling sensation in my fingers, and when I went to the doctor, when they ran the blood test, I also at that point had Hashimoto's thyroiditis, so I know I was susceptible to autoimmune conditions. And when they ran my blood test, I was actually having antibodies for rheumatoid arthritis, that's rheumatoid factor and anti-CCP. So I was like, okay, fine, but still I didn't really pay attention to my diet because I wasn't in any kind of pain.
When did you realize something was wrong with your health?
After I delivered my daughter at like 4 months, postpartum, I was in a lot of pain. My wrists started swelling up, like at my shoulders started freezing in pain, and that's when it was like, okay, I think my inflammation from rheumatoid arthritis is kicking in, and I knew, okay, something is really wrong with my body and I really have to fix it. And I went to the rheumatologist, and so as I knew that I always was susceptible to that, so then we started the treatment. I was put on different medications. At one point I was on 5 different medications, and the side effects were horrible, and my pain and fatigue were hardly getting controlled. That's when I decided enough is enough. I have to do something about my life, and I decided lifestyle change.
What role did food start to play in your healing journey?
So I decided to do a paleo diet and a plant-based diet. So first I tried paleo diet, and that didn't work. My inflammation was really bad and I couldn't walk. Then I decided a plant-based diet works the best. For me, in calming down the inflammation, my pain, and increase my energy levels. So that's when I figured food played a big role in my life, and I started focusing on gut health and focusing on what I'm actually putting into my body.
What frustrated you about healthy convenience food options already out there?
So what I was eating was whole, clean, plant-based meals, no added oils or any processed stuff like emulsifiers, flavors, etc. That's what my body was healing the best with. From what was available at that point was I didn't find those kind of foods didn't have oils or were pretty clean. That's what was frustrating. Even if I wanted like a quick meal, or when I was traveling or backpacking, I was out of options. And sometimes I would travel somewhere and come back a little bit more inflamed, and that was like putting a setback to my healing. And that's when I decided to make my own meals and carry it with me wherever I go.
At what point did Earthy Roots go from an idea to something you felt called to create?
So I was looking for some clean, protein-rich, fiber-rich, nutrient-dense foods that I can carry with me. And last year I was going to hike the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu. I really needed some good food to keep me going for those 4 days intense hike. I carried some meals that I would make at home for myself, like instant meals, and my friend Cody helped me with that. So we made instant meals with protein, with beans, lentils, herbs, veggies and spices, so that I can just pour hot water, cover and keep it for a few minutes, and it will be ready. So I carried them to Machu Picchu with me, and when we were hiking and stuff, I would eat them for my lunches and dinner and everything, and people around me really loved it. They were like, where do you get this product? And they were having it for their lunches and dinners, etc. And I was like taken back. They was like, oh really, you guys loved it? And then when I got back home, my husband and my daughter, they are not vegans, and they were like, this is such an awesome product, I mean awesome food, and we ate it almost every day. That's when Cody and I realized, okay, maybe this is something we can share with everybody else in the community, and it'll be like a good meal base to make. That's how my husband used it, but in the Machu Picchu I used it as my own meal. So that's how Earthy Roots idea was born.
When you look at Earthy Roots today, what are you most proud of?
So for Earthy Roots, we just started our journey, and it's very touching. We only sell in the farmers market at this point and one retail stores. So whenever I do a demo or pop-up, or even in farmers market, when people, they taste it and they take the first bite and their face just lights up because of the flavors in the food, and they're like, oh my god, this is so tasty. It makes my heart so happy. We have repeated customers who are buying it for their everyday lunches and dinners, and to make it as their meal, to use it as a meal base or the meal itself. So it just makes me so happy.